backed up. And if you get too close, you're getting cracked up. Stone cold when I roll, coming out of the hole. Get back, cause I'm out of control. I'm on the edge.
Welcome to Lucas Oil on the Edge. This week we're going back to New Zealand for a super stock teams race, and then we'll be slogging through the mud with the stock mud box from Monticello, Arkansas. It's a fully packed show, and it starts right now.
All right, it's time to go racing here at Lucas Oil on the Edge. Ken Stout and Brian Olson to call the action for you. This is the team's Superstock presented by Lucas Oil. We're at Robertson Holden International Speedway in Palmerston North, New Zealand. Yes, we are more than a couple of miles away. If it's contact you love, this is full contact racing.
4 cars per team, 3 blockers, 1 runner. The blockers stop the opposing runners to allow the runner to complete laps. You got to get 5 laps in the books, and you're the winner for the round.
Here's a couple of teams that are coming up. You know, we have the Team Demolition Derby in the States here, but in New Zealand they do it with cars that resemble sprint cars, if you will.
In this situation, they have the same type of power. The chassis at one time I used to say were similar by nature, but in reality they're offset to one side. But this really is Demolition Derby with sprint car type machines.
Yeah, and they are violent as we look at the highlights here. This is the battle between the Rotorua Rebels and the Wellington Wildcats as a couple of guys are going at it there. The 96R right off the bat, driven by Mark Osborne, got the worst of that battle.
Yes, he did. To watch it again here, the replay of the Lucas Oil instant replay right there. He gets spun out, and boom, well, that's a loss right there. The key here, once again, is that you have one driver continue to move, and there are no rules. You can see that machine right there, that number 6, loses a wheel, and I'm telling you right there, he's pretty well done. Got no steering whatsoever.
Yeah, that was a hard hit, needless to say, as it eliminated that right front. You can see him going at it once again in blue and black to different teams, and that's what they do.
Whoa!
That is a textbook move right there as they pinch him up against the wall, stand on the throttle until they finally get him on his lid.
Yeah, the 92 there of Carl Razor, along with some help there from what I do believe is the 98 machine, and collectively they put him right up in there, hemmed him all up, and turned him upside down.
Eliminated. Another great battle going on here as the final laps are being contested between the Rotorua Rebels and the Wellington Wildcats. It's Scott Houston who brings it across the stripe first.
We're lucky because we've got a lot of Rebels flags flying out here and a lot of really, really good supporters. So that sort of makes the heart sort of pump every time you go out there.
Oh yeah, more super stock racing to come. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Lucas Oil on the Edge.
This Lucas Oil on the Edge telecast is being brought to you by Lucas Oil. Made in America, sold to the world. General Tire. Anywhere is possible. Ready Liftoff Road Suspension. A new revolution in off-road suspension design and development.
Welcome back to New Zealand. Time to go racing once again. This time we'll pair up the two teams. It's going to be the Hawke's Bay Hawkeyes and the Great Britain Lions. As you can see there, 4 for each team, just as we described before. They throw the green flag and it is on. It doesn't take long, man.
The very first car heads straight to the right. That hems up about 3 or 4 of them and opens the door for Malcolm Nagatai to take off and get out in front of the pack right away. And if you can get yourself a half straightaway lead like that, whoa, look at all that action here.
Jason Palamountain right there really drives hard into him, using that 32 as a battering ram. Right here drives as hard into him as he possibly can. Ironically enough, might have hurt himself even more.
Yeah, he just crushed himself right there.
Gaining some big speed and plows into the back of that guy. Didn't do anything to the guy in front of him, but turned himself around.
I don't get it.
The fans absolutely love this as you watch the 31 car go to work. That's Murray Long. Murray Long finally gets him turned around right there. Tom Harris trying to fend him off.
Tell you what, keep your eye on that.
Oh man.
Man, and I want to tell you, that machine, I do believe that is that Mark or no?
That was Taylor right there, and He was driving around at speed, was trying to get around the outside of the 34 car, and it just wasn't going to happen.
Oh, my gosh. Even when they're done, he's straightening back up.
And now he's going to get some help from his buddy in the 00. That's Daniel Wainman. And Wainman trying to turn this guy around. Can he get it done? I mean, he's hooked on the back bumper trying to turn that 31 car around of Murray Long.
Yeah, and Murray's trying to act like, well, you know what? I'm not going to get in the middle of this thing. That's exactly what they want me to do. Ultimately here, oh man. It's about 4 against 1. When you get to those odds, they're not in your favor. Because there's 3 white cars right there.
And here comes Mike McLaughlin, and look at that right front, man. It is all but not on the car anymore.
And Mike knows he's not going to be one of the guys that's going to be a runner at this point because his machine is wounded. The only thing he can really do right now is try to block and keep anybody from making a way around. Murray Long doing a great job. Up on 2. And they bicycle the 31 car once again at Murray Long. And now the wheel's off of
Yeah,
it.
wheel and tire out there floating around. Some of them, the tire's not on the wheel anymore. They'll throw the red flag and get them stopped and regrouped here. Get the shrapnel off the track, if you will, and let them go again. The 31 and the 02 going at it. That's the 02, Tom Harris. And
listen to the RPM rates on that thing.
Trying to get him up on his lid as Daniel Wainman comes back around here and tries to get another lap in the books.
I'm telling you, too, somebody's throttle was stuck right there momentarily. Tom Harris gets a big hit right there.
Oh, man, talk about a big hit. That's what the fans live for out here.
Man, oh, man, oh, man. They packed the house out. They don't want nobody to get hurt. But, I mean, this is Destruction Derby at its finest.
It is not a game for the meek.
Wow. Packed house here in New Zealand. We always love coming here, man. There's a checkered flag. The Lions, the Great Britain Lions, Team White, picks up a great big win here.
When we come back, we will feature the finals for the Superstock.
Listen up, Lucas Oil on the Edge fans. It's time to prove how much you love OTE by downloading the free Lucas Oil on the Edge app for your iPhone and iPad. You can check out the OTE schedule, see past shows, and meet the cast. In addition, you can browse the OTE apparel. This is an app that has it all and is a must for every Lucas Oil on the Edge fan.
Lucas Oil on the Edge is back, and we're going to line up the teams for one last race here in New Zealand. The Lions and the Rebels have both made it to the end and are looking to win this race. Both of these teams have working strategies, and it's going to be interesting to watch them battle it out.
All right, I say that we make things even a little more interesting yet here, Brian. I'm going to go with the Great Britain Lions. That's my pick here in the final round.
Oh, gosh, that really surprises me since they've won so many times. But you know what? I'm looking for the upset. I'm looking for the Rotorua Rebels to take the win here this evening.
We'll find out how things shake down. They've got to complete 5 laps. There is no gimmies in this style of racing. And honestly, I don't know if there's any favorites either. I mean, both teams are very talented. Both are very aggressive. And as we take a look at our drivers list here, as you can see, they've brought their A game and some new cars.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's very similar in nature to what we do here in the States over in Joliet. You don't come with just 4. You got to come with about a dozen. Boy, that was a good start for the runner right there.
Yeah, that's the cleanest start we've seen all night long.
Yeah, that is Mark Osborne, and Mark's done it before, and we're on board with him. I got to tell you, if he can get after that thing like that and figure out a way to keep out of traffic, which is your biggest nemesis, if he will, he'll make this baby look easy.
Yeah, the 96 car is standing on the gas and ripping off some laps. Look at him out there, got it hung out. The car handling perfectly, and boy, did he dodge a bullet right there.
Oh, they were going to try to do the pit maneuver on him, and he pitted himself right into the wall.
Just a beautiful move around the outside, and the Lions could not end the run. You might be in good shape here, my friend, as we take a look at that Ready Lift Off-Road Suspension replay, and another look at it here. This time the 92, Tom Harris for the Great Britain Lions there, banging into the 92 car.
Yeah, they're worried about that 92, but somebody needs to get this guy right here.
I think they're on the program. The 96
He's
car.
trying.
Oh, and he turns him around.
He give him the pit maneuver that time.
And you know, if you're carrying enough speed, you can really get away with a lot of stuff.
Oh, Mark Osborne is doing, he is doing a picture-perfect driving job right here for being the guy that's making the laps happen.
I mean, he just sailed right around there again as the 0-2. Tom Harris was busy, but Osborne is just clicking these things off like he's the only one on the track.
And you can hear this car over everything else. Just listen to that motor spin.
And again,
look how
he's
good.
carrying so much speed, he's just driving right by him before they can do anything to him.
This may be the quickest fit. Oh!
We got one.
He's still going.
If you
Is he
carry enough
not?
speed, I guess you just kind of drive through him. And Bryce Steiner doing a nice wheel stand, and he plows the right front up there into the fence of the cables.
Oh, goodness. I don't know. That'll bring out a Fred? Nope, it's going to stay green, but I think I have to stop it. Now, this might not be good, though.
I will tell you, if there is ever a place where they live and die by the rule, when in doubt, gas on it, this is it right here. Trying to get out, which way do I go? And he did a great job right there, getting in front of that 96. He never really, that 96 never got the steam up that he had before, so Osborne throws it in reverse and tries to get back around.
Now, one thing Osborne doesn't know right now is the machine trying to cut him off has no steering on the front.
Oh!
That's the 92 now, and he's trying to block it. He's done a great job so far.
That was Kyle Razor trying to catch up with the Great Britain's runner, who now is clicking off some laps.
Yes, that's exactly right. I think he's actually, is he out in front of Mark or not?
Well, Mark clicked off a couple of laps early on, so we've got a great battle going on here in the final, and I've got to tell you, and he does it again, man.
What a driving job. What a driving job, man. These guys think they're going to put the halt on that guy, but they're not. Taylor's doing a great job, though, for the Lions.
Yeah, Taylor uncontested now as well. So as Harris was backing up and trying to regroup, Taylor was clicking off laps, and Great Britain Lions are going to steal this one late when it looked like the Rebels were going to have it locked up early on.
We love to hear from our fans. Go to www.facebook.com and become a fan of Lucas Oil on the Edge. Join our OTE private group or like our page. Then post your comments about this Lucas Oil on the Edge episode.
Welcome back to OTE. We've covered a lot of mud events over the years on Lucas Oil on the Edge, and one of the most fascinating is the side-by-side mud bogs. This horseshoe-shaped course is challenging, and we've seen a number of mud flying passes and battles. We've got the stock class for you today, and it's going to be a messy one. Let's send it right down to the track.
I love this style of racing. We're going to get dirty out here today. Ken Stout and Brian Olson calling the action for you once again here at the AMRA Stock Mud Bog Race presented by General Tire. We're here in Monticello, Arkansas. This is a stock category, and you can tell by that truck in the back, they're not afraid to get dirty here.
Guarantee you that. Take a look at the mud on that one. Our horseshoe-shaped track has a 4-foot deep water stretch just before turn number 1, and against double elimination.
Man, when you talk racing in the stock class, one name comes to mind, and that's Steve Clampa, the guy who's been out front, seems all season long, and man, today going to be another great day of racing. Tell me a little bit about how you feel the track's going to play into today.
The track looks like it's probably going to be pretty fast. We'll just have to wait and see in the first 2 or 3 rounds right here to see how many trucks are doing what and see what kind of lanes we got.
As a driver, how do you prepare for yourself on the inside or outside? Is there a different tack that you go with?
Yeah, there's probably going to be inside lane track, I feel. Probably, like I said, you have to see what the lane's going to look like. Probably going to be, I would say, probably a lot of aggressive driving on today. So since the points are getting so close, because anybody can win anytime, anything can happen.
Well, when he says anyone can win at any time, this is the one that can do it. Make sure you take a look at the Racer X truck today.
All right, guys, let's go racing here. Here's some highlights from the early rounds. Keep in mind, double elimination here, so you can lose early on, but then if you stay clean, you could find your way back to the finals.
Brian Naquin, piston collector closest to the screen, and the Chevrolet and Dwight Betteby and Old Glory alongside.
Yeah, Ford versus Chevy here as they both just sail into that mud hole, and it looks like the Chevy's going to plow his way through there first and might pick up an easy win here unless that Ford can find some grip. Come on, man, I will tell you, he is coming back after him.
He got some steam right there to the top end. Oh, as close as they come.
Bryant sneaks right back underneath him. One more time through the mud hole. It was Dwight Batevi who gets through the mud hole first, but then Bryant comes right back underneath him. Oh, man, it was close.
I have never seen one that close in this category. Jody Jester comes up next. Food stamp. And the old rod knocker of Rodney Donaldson.
Love that name, old rod knocker. Both of them carry big speed into the mud hole. Oh, yeah, and the games have begun right there. Jody Jester really leaning on him, tries to pitch him down. And how about that? Rodney says, yep, that's not going to happen so easy. I'll move you up out of the way. And how about a little eat of the wall here along with it?
I love the little windshield washers along the side of the track.
Yeah, they do have the sprayers to get the mud off of that windshield, but right here, I mean, he's feeding a little bit back to him right there. Jody doing a great job trying to pinch him down, but it was Rodney Donaldson who fed it back to him and picked up the win.
Mashburn, Martin and the Swamp Dog, and Mud Monkey 2 for James Mashburn.
The Mud Monkey 2. Yep, they get creative with the names out here. Both of them working their way through the mud hole. They pick the throttle back up.
Neither one of them afraid to mix up the paint.
And I don't think you can see where he's going there for a moment. It bounces it back off the wall, and I'll tell you, he nearly lost that thing.
And I'll tell you what, Matt Martin right there at the very end, you're right. Put that thing up against the berm here pretty hard. Right about there. That could have spelled doom because he gave an opportunity up there for the old Mud Monkey to go right around him, but he didn't get the job done.
This is Eric Batevi. We saw Dwight Batevi before. Eric with a good start right there. Oh, and completely sideways right alongside is Jared and the Dirty Duck.
Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. I told you they're not afraid to match up in the paint a little bit.
Oh, and he just plasters that Chevy with mud. Jared gets the Dirty Duck after turning it completely sideways here across the stripe first.
If we go the full length on this thing, watch the volume of mud right about there that goes on that windshield of that Chevrolet. And at that point, I couldn't see nothing.
There's no excuse to lift. That's what those guardrails are there for, to guide you to the finish line.
Mud Monkey and Fat Boys Racing. Rocky Coleman. Oh, good race here.
Great battle on and off the throttle, and he puts it on his lid.
Woo! Well, we don't see that happen very often.
The Mud Monkey doing somersaults out there.
We got to hope Jimmy Mashburn's going to be all right.
He just hits that inside berm, man, and it launches him.
Yep, it will certainly. Oh, man. Woo! Man, that's a rarity that to see those things get over on this racing course. Well, he's walking away, heading over there to get checked out. That's a good sign. But boy, it did a lot of damage.
They'll fix that one up again. Don't worry about it. When we come back, it'll be the finals here at the Mud Bog.
This Lucas Oil On the Edge telecast is being brought to you by Lucas Oil. Made in America, sold to the world. General Tire. Anywhere is possible. Ready Liftoff Road Suspension. A new revolution in off-road suspension design and development.
Welcome back to the stock mud bogs here in Arkansas. It is time to get busy once again. Keep in mind this is a double elimination, so we have a couple of players that have lost already, but they both have a chance to get back in the hunt.
Jack Bumpus and Rodney Donaldson doing battle here. Back in black in the old rod knocker. Oh, good race side by side. Old Chevy do Chevy. There goes the mud. Plaster that windshield.
Boy, digging hard trying to find that finish line.
Old rod knocker.
Awesome stuff, man, right there. I'll tell you, it is a lot of fun to watch these guys go at it.
Rodney Donaldson will make his way as we watch the GT instant replay. Rodney goes to the final. All right, Mark Dowsett and Jody Jester up next. Lock and load and food stamp 2.
Boy, it really pulls those things down as well.
Food stamp on a really good run.
Hold on to that thing. Actually doing a really nice job. I mean, it hung out there for a moment, but pulled right back around. Jody doing a great job. And we saw Jody before. I mean, Jody can get aggressive out here.
Absolutely.
Woo,
But
look at that spray.
When you get that thing into those spots right through there, and I mean, if you get just that little bit up on that edge, it could be over.
The Mud Bog Final. As we take a look at this ladder one more time to show you how they got there. Should be a good one here. I mean, both drivers very aggressive, both with very fast trucks. Rodney Donaldson and Jody Jester.
Old Rod Knocker and food stamp 2 once again. And the winner will be the champion here today.
Again, contact. Oh, yeah. Look for Jody. Jody will try to pinch him down on the bottom. We've seen that before.
These guys are no strangers to one another. Oh, got him a shot at it. No!
Donaldson and the old Rod Knocker stands on the throttle right through the turn and picks up the win. Another great battle between these two tough competitors.
Rodney Donaldson, the Rod Knocker, take it in stock class. Got to tell me, did it come down to lane choice for you today?
Exactly. It came down to lane choice. The muddy track, the big block, long wheelbase had the advantage today. The heavier truck had the advantage. It wasn't a horsepower, it was a heavier truck. Just awesome day of racing. This is what we call mud racing. This is not dirt tracking, this is mud racing.
Obviously, signing up at the line, you had to know your competitor's a fierce one.
Best friends. We're best buddies. All of us, we party together, we race together, and we're all a bunch of good friends, and I couldn't have raced anybody any better. I mean, I love it. And they say the same thing.
Got to say, great victory here today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, here's the mud in your face. Hope you enjoyed all the great racing action. For Lurch and Brian Olson, I'm Ken Stout. You're not living unless you're on the edge.